This is eviL Pacers Recap Live. The Pacers have fallen to 4-18. One of these days, Kyle, we'll cover a game where it's a good game or the Pacers win. But right now, as Truth and Grace in the chat says, the Pacers are kind of horrible with a capital suck. And just like they have that one stretch every game right now that's like 6 minutes long and it's way too long and they just can't overcome it. So, Kyle, how's it going? I'm Derek Kramer. This is Kyle Taylor. How you doing today?
Hell is real. Spin the lottery. Spin it. I want to see what happens.
Here's our lottery spin. Yeah, Jamal Murray. Your hand is on fire. The entire my entire being has been on fire for weeks. So, 10 for 11 from 3 is wild. I agree. Glad we don't have to see Jamal Murray anymore.
I spent the time between the end of the game and our show trying to figure out if that was Jamal Murray's best game of his career. I decided no, second best game of career. He did have a 50-point game against Utah in the playoffs, that Bubble Murray playoff run from 2020. I think this one is second, though. Second best game.
This has to be like the hottest he's ever been in his career. I don't think there's any debate about that. All right, we'll spin the tankathon.
Give us a spin.
We're just gonna do it once instead of like going through until we get number one today. So we're just gonna spin it once and then we'll move on. Let's just hope we don't see.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Named in the front. Here we go. There we go. All
right.
Let's go.
All right. All right.
Hey, we're 2 for 3.
Well, how much further down do you want to look?
No, we don't look. Every time that we've had the Pacers leap up to number one, that team that we don't want to talk about being in the lottery at all has been up there as well. So, yeah.
You have to tank against the Clippers. You have to lose intentionally. This can't be allowed.
Like, I've brought this up multiple times now. Brought it up on Locked On Pacers with Tony yesterday. Like, teams, if you are playing the Clippers, like, it doesn't matter if you win that game. It matters if the Clippers win that game. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter what level of team you are. You should be wanting to lose against the Clippers for this season.
Yeah, I can't look at this anymore. Let's get this.
All right, we'll get it off.
I think it's worth saying. I don't want this is not where I want to be. I don't want to be tankathon spinning. I want to exit hell. I want to see them play well. I want to see them win games. I mean, listen, for like a portion of this game, I felt a quarter and a half. I felt decent about it. I want to see everybody improve. Like the success of a season, even in a year without Tyrese Halliburton, I still want them to be a good and competitive team. And tonight was the most excusable of the bad losses, I thought, because they got, blown out and almost tried to make it a game, but Jamal Murray was just like sensational. I think this one is worth sort of putting in I know that Mitchell just went off too, but this is like a career night for an all-star player.
He was incredible. And you look at the Pacers, like, offensive stats, like, that's been the bigger struggle for most of these games. And they put up 120 points. They shot 52% from the field, 46% from three. Like, they checked a lot of boxes offensively. They just could not get stops. And against Jokic, like, it's very understandable that they couldn't get stops against him with their center situation being what it is. And, like, really nobody can stop Jokic. Like, they'd try to double and then just leave guys wide open. I really did not enjoy that the guy they left wide open to begin the third quarter was Jamal Murray after he had already started being in fuego at the end of the set. Let's just see if he's still hot immediately.
Well, they found out.
Yeah, so he was hot, but yeah, the Pacers certainly helped him stay in rhythm there to start the second half.
the cat and mouse with Jokic was fun to watch. I know we're talking about the Nuggets part of this, but the Pacers were trying to be so creative. They begin the game with Nemhard doubling from the top. Mathurin doubles Jokic from the weak side wing. They tried a possession of single coverage with Tony Bradley as the defender.
He got a block. He got one block
Okay,
on
no, we're
Jokic.
not praising. I'm sorry. This is
Hey,
not
I
a.
gotta find like one little positive here. Okay.
I think that the Pacers, I saw them, they knew that they were going to be overmatched. Like, Ijax, any player is going to struggle with Jokic. Ijax especially just struggles with big guys.
Yeah, and he's got Valanciunas as the other
Totally.
option.
So
So
the
like this
Pacers are
was
trying to be creative with it, and man, I mean, I really think they tried. Maybe I would have liked to see a little bit more Mathurin on Jamal, just because I feel like that's sort of supposed to be the point of the season. It was a little bit too much Nemhard for me. I know that they're trying to strike the balance with how much he's taken on top defensive assignments versus going all out for the offensive side. Jarris didn't work. I mean,
I
do you
got
think
one.
should they have done something different? I don't
I have
know.
one guy that I think we should have saw more, and it's Johnny Furphy. I'm not, and I offensively, he looked like he was like not interested in doing anything on that end. But I did see at least one stop where he was on Jamal Murray, ran over a screen, got back into the play, forced Jamal Murray to take a little fadeaway, and it was short. I would also enjoy seeing a little bit more. Like, let's see what Furphy can do since nobody else is doing much of anything. Mathurin, like, he went to the finals the year the Nuggets did as like the correspondent or whatever.
Oh, that's
And he
right.
came
Yeah.
and he asked Jamal Murray. Of course, this is the question Ben Mathurin decides to ask somebody. Do you remember when I played you one on one, like when he's in college, and who won that game? Who won that game? And so, like, of course, Ben's claiming that he beat Jamal Murray because he's never. I don't think Ben Mathurin, according to him, has ever lost a one on
That's
one
right.
matchup.
According to Ben Mathurin, no one-on-one defeats.
So I don't know if Ben Mathurin being on Jamal Murray would help. I think I'm sure Jamal still has that in his brain, the fellow Canadian of it all and all that stuff. Yeah, it didn't matter who was on him really. It was a nightmare for every Pacers defender. Ben Shepherd was not an answer for sure. That
I
did
mean,
not go
Jarris was
well.
worse.
Yeah.
You said,
The
okay,
story of the
I have
season
to
was
confront you. I'm sorry, Derek. I have to confront you. You said before the game, I need Johnny Furphy like I need water. And I'm sorry that you're bringing him up as a potential defensive option against Jamal Murray, but it sounds like you need to go get a glass of water. It sounds like you're still thirsty because the thirst cannot have been quenched.
Yeah, I'm
First
excited.
shot attempt. I'm sorry. His first shot attempt, he was out of bounds.
His only shot attempt. I don't think he didn't take any other shots. um, yeah, so it was good to see Johnny Furphy out on the floor. But yeah, he was not much of a factor. He did have like the two possessions that I'm going to take away from this game. I also tweeted about these, but he got that one stop on Jamal Murray, and he got one stop on Jokic where he just kind of stood in the way, and Jokic ended up losing the ball. So I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with Bruce Brown, TJ McConnell beef.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And thank you, TJ McConnell, for the cheese curds in the third quarter. Bruce Brown tried to take them away from me. I know this doesn't matter to you because you're not local, so you can't get the Culver's cheese curds. But Bruce Brown went on a run there, and I think the Nuggets were up by like 5 in the third, or maybe 4. And then Pascal got fouled, hit a couple free throws, and TJ McConnell hits the baseline. For a while, that was like the only thing I could root for in this game was just give me something. Okay, they won the third quarter. But then we got a little bit of a run in the fourth quarter, like the kind of what they've been doing a lot. Like they can't quite overcome the hole they put themselves in, but they still show some of that fight that they had consistently last year.
Yeah, Chris Denary on the broadcast did say when the Pacers went down 14 and forced a Nuggets timeout, I think Chris Denary was trying his best and people in the building are starting to believe. And I'm going to be honest, Eric, I laughed out loud.
Oh, yeah. God bless Chris and Quinn. They're doing their best here.
They're trying, man. Another highlight of the game for people watching the TV broadcast is the Adam Silver talking over
Yes.
Rick Carlisle losing his mind. I didn't even know if Rick Carlisle was still in the game. I thought he might have gotten ejected. Came back after the commercial break and he was still on the court. So that was a surprise. Hilarious. Love that we have the commissioner and cannot even pretend to care about the game.
Oh my gosh. Like, oh, just like read the room, Adam Silver, and let the people say like what is happening right now. Like we spent like 2 straight minutes. Like he apologized for like not letting them go to commercial. It's like I don't care about like obviously the broadcast might care about being able to go to
Commercial is when
commercials
Adam Silver should be talking. That's when I want to hear from you, Adam Silver.
during the commercials. Yes.
Yeah,
Show
I
those
don't
on
want to
the
hear.
side.
Yeah, no commercials. Adam
But
Silver. When I
yeah,
see basketball, I want basketball.
give Chris Denary like a chance to say, "Oh, Rick Carlisle just got a technical foul." Like we did not know what anybody watching on TV had no idea. You assume obviously Rick Carlisle probably got something there, but like we don't even know until we come back from commercial and then they're able to finally explain what was going on there. It was a very bad like missed call. Like Jokic was clearly just trying to foul and they were just like, "No, it's fine. Just keep playing."
Yep. That one didn't make sense. And honestly, both of the challenges I thought were poorly adjudicated. I thought both challenges they also got wrong. Weird
Yeah, that was
subplot to the
bizarre.
game. All
Bizarre.
right,
What was
that's what we're leaving here with. We're leaving here with TJ McConnell beef and cheese curds. Personally, not a Culver's guy. Chick-fil-A is the only and like top fast food that I rep. You're just so wrong. I just the degree to which you're wrong cannot be overstated.
I'm just gonna say, so we're gonna get some some food takes out. Chick-fil-A is fine,
Fine.
fine, just fine. But there's a I don't know how like widespread this. I'm sure it's a chain. There's not just one. I only know of one, but a place called Jaggers is like everything Chick-fil-A like should be. Like all the food is better, the fries are better. There's also cheeseburgers available. The shakes are delicious. Like it's everything that Chick-fil-A thinks it is, but like upgraded. So if you have a Jaggers near you, that's the best fast food option.
Wow. Can't say I agree with that. Let's get to the TJs.
Do you have a Jaggers? Have you ever had it?
Never heard of it.
You don't know. You don't know. So don't knock it. All right, let's get to the TJs. My screen is a little different, so it's taking me a second here. All right. The TJ Awards. If you are new here, we hand out the TJ Awards every week, named in honor of the Pacers having every single TJ that's ever been in the NBA on their roster at one point in time. They also have secret TJs like Tyrese John Halliburton. This is our first award for the Mr. Pacer, the MVP of the night, however you want to word it. Kyle, I'll give you the first nominee for tonight for the Mr. Pacer.
I'm going to shout out someone who I don't think we've ever even considered for the TJ Award this year. I'm stealing your thunder. Ben Shepherd led us this game in a way that made my heart warm for him. Obviously, he's been horrific. He missed his first, I think, 17 threes of his first 17 wide open threes of the entire season. So to see him have a game where the shots were falling. Now, don't ask me about that turnover he had in the first quarter. That was one of the worst passes I've ever seen attempted. But that aside, I'm not even Dom life. This is you're throwing me off here. Like I can't have. We're already in hell. Okay, I can't have like this. Isn't the devil on my shoulder? These are like devils in the crowd. You're poisoning the well of popular opinion against me. You're obviously wrong. If you're not the devil, you're plants. I don't believe you. It's the best. It's the best chain. I can't. We're not. I'm not. Not at the. We're not doing this when Ben Shepherd has his good game of the season singular.
Oh, so I agree with you about Shep. A deserved nominee here. The pass that you are referencing was like truly awful. Like he needed to look at the basket. Like Cam Johnson is playing you to pass. He does not care if you shoot. And when Shep did shoot, he made every one of his shots tonight. So 5 for 5, 3 for 3 from deep. He is truly responsible for the cheese curds because that third quarter he was like the only offense they had to start it.
And TJ, obviously.
Yes, and TJ at the end there, who truly sparked things towards the end. I think Ben Shepherd's a fine nominee here. I will nominate TJ McConnell.
Yeah.
Because I think he was fantastic. Just really, I think he would be benefited a lot from only playing 6 minutes in the previous game. Looked really fresh. Just the when he hit the baseline over Bruce Brown, I think he'd scored a bunch of points in that stretch, and then slapped Bruce Brown on the butt like that alone, worth the nominee for this award. I think I saw Tony said that he got into, you never see this, where he got into Jamal Murray's post-game TV interview, like out of respect, I think he said, but like you don't see an opponent go into that. That's just I can hear TJ, like whatever he said. I can picture that just perfectly. Are you trying to add something here? But TJ McConnell is my other nominee. Yes, and that is why I need to upgrade the graphic. And
look at that man. Beautiful man. Beautiful man.
What a chin on that look.
That
was just beautiful. And the best part was like Bruce Brown was talking to the ref afterwards. Like, you gonna let this guy just slap my butt?
Yes, the answer is yes. What other awards do you want to nominate someone for?
I'll let you nominate the first one and I'll take the second one.
Okay. This is kind of tough for me because I would kind of like to give the TJ McConnell award to TJ McConnell.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair nomination.
That tenacity, again, just to reemphasize, that tenacity embodied by his desire to create anything, like something out of nothing here, right? The game's out of reach, it's out of hand, and he's finding any way at all to keep the team motivated. He was actually looking, and this was a game where it was good that he was looking for his shot, because for large stretches of the game, it felt like nobody was looking for their shot. That was obviously, like passing around the perimeter to nobody. TJ, both times he came in, I felt like gave them a whole lot of juice. Season-long trend here. I mean, the solo TJ minutes for the whole season are almost 20 points per 100 better than the solo Nembhard minutes, which is yikes on the other side of things. He was a +3 in a game that they lost by 15. Shout out TJ. Got a McConnell as well, almost a second one. The only reason this is not a 30-point win for the Nuggets, honestly.
This is incredibly hard to come up with somebody else for this award tonight. I'm just thinking of the possession where, and towards the end of the fourth quarter, Andrew Nembhard hits a 3, and then just nobody even gets past the half court line, and Tim Hardaway Jr. just got an easy dunk right after. I
never want to think about that possession again. Yeah.
So it's really hard to nominate somebody else for the hustle award. I'm going to give it, good grief, I'm going to give it to Garrison Matthews.
Oh, it's bad. Folks, it's a bad night. It is a bad night for the eviL recap show.
So I'm just going to give it to Garrison. Like I will say, first hardship 10-day that he had did not go well at all. And this one has been okay. He's hitting shots. He's doing what he's supposed to do. That's the one thing he's supposed to do. My favorite thing about Garrison Matthews in this game, though, is after TJ fouled Jamal Murray on the inside, he was grabbing his jersey and he hit his head with a swipe down. And Garrison Matthews, if I read his lips correctly, he was like, "That's a soft call. That's a bad call." And Jamal Murray just turns around and shakes his head at him. He's like, "He hit me in the head. What are you going?" He's like, "He hit me in the head." So that I enjoyed that. And it was very clearly on the replay that he did hit him in the head. But just my way to shout out Garrison Matthews, I guess, for a couple decent games. If you're talking about single game plus minus, what's Garrison Matthews plus minus in this game?
Oh God, don't tell me.
Plus 10. Plus 10. Maybe I should have been nominating him for the Tyrese John Halliburton Award.
Stop. I just stop. Give me another award. Give me another award. Garrison Matthews. We previously gave an award on this very show to Mac McClung, which tells you the depths to which we have descended in this horrible, horrible world.
Yeah, we don't. This is I tried to just not watch him play defense. I
recall one good possession. One. Just for the record, I recall one.
All right. Well, that's more than some players probably had in this game, unfortunately. Another award to give. I will give the TJ Warren Award to Pascal Siakam. I feel like it's just an evergreen candidate. He's always going to be getting some buckets, especially this year. Yeah, Pascal put up 23 points, led the team in scoring. I don't have a whole lot to add here. Who's your nominee for the TJ Warren Award?
All right, we're gonna go eviL TJ Warren Award, the dark side of getting buckets. Andrew Nembhard's just putting up shots, man. They are going up, and they're going up when the shots should not go up. Blocked multiple times. Sometimes like one man stalls out the offense level bad. 5 for 11. It's not like overall you're going to come away from this game like in the future and look back on it and say that he was like hooping out there. But 11 field goal attempts was second most on the team. Multiple makes of his were when the game had been mostly or even entirely decided. He was 3 for 9 in the first half when the game was still more in the balance. And I am begging to see any other move, any other alternative speed when he gets into the mid-range other than that.
He gets stuck. He gets stuck with the pump fake.
Yeah, he gets stuck. Yeah, that's the right way to say it. He gets stuck. I started watching like a few days ago. I started watching Chris Paul highlights. This is when he made all the Chris Paul stuff's been going on. I love Chris Paul. Hot take. Love watching him play basketball. Just watching his mid-range game is beautiful. So many changes of speed. I just want to see right now I'm asking for anything. I'll take anything.
I think he's got a little bit of that, but you are right that he does kind of default into that zone where he just kind of gets stuck and it's just pump fake, and then nothing really happens. And then either he's going to pass it out or it's going to be a tough shot that goes up. I feel like he's been better offensively than you do lately.
Yeah.
He's kind of been up and down, but he's had some really good games. But yeah, he's had some games. It certainly isn't like what we all hoped for when we were starting this season. We haven't seen him be like the most improved player candidate that we thought was possible. It still looks like he's probably better as the secondary playmaker and a guy who can play more in a 4-on-4 situation with Tyrese bringing a defender completely out of the play, that kind of thing. So he's still going to be incredibly valuable, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's taken that leap that we were kind of hoping for the Pacers to have an over expectation season in terms of the standings and all of that.
Should we talk a little bit more about expectations, Derek?
Sure. So our last segment, is that what I assume you're hinting at for me to go here?
Hinting.
So our last segment today, we are going to just do like a report card over our first fourth of the season and kind of grade these guys. And our grades are going to be based on what we expected of them this year. And we're just going to kind of hop back and forth for the first 5 each. And then we'll just kind of rapid fire the last 13 players of the 23 that are technically Pacers this season, which is insane that there's been that many. But yeah, we'll just kind of go back forth, give them grades, talk through it. You want to lead us off with your first selection?
Can't wait to go here. I'm ready to give out, and I should preface, I am a tough grader. Okay. I
Mhm.
am, and I know I'm talking to someone in education, so our scales may or may not be the same or different here, but I am a pretty tough grader, so I don't really give out A's. I'm gonna give out
Oh,
an A,
okay.
Derek.
Let's go.
Jeremiah Robinson Earl.
Oh my god.
Before the season started, Jeremiah Robinson Earl wasn't in the NBA, wasn't on a team. Did I even know that he was a free agent and not on a team? No, I had no idea. Did I know that the Pacers were ever going to need a player like him on the team? Nope. Nope. Couldn't have told you that. But you know what? He went from out of the league to a non guaranteed standard contract for this NBA team that just played in the NBA Finals. And that, Derek Kramer, is worthy of an A.
I mean, according to like our scale of expectation, uh,
Expectation F, grade
yes,
A.
when a player that you're expecting to just be here for 10 days and then just go on, go your merry way. Yeah, for him to like play well enough that Rick Carlisle is calling him a winning player, that he clearly like knows how to play. You can trust him to do most things on the court other than put the ball in the basket. But yeah, for him to earn a contract, I think worthy of an A. I was not expecting the first pick in the report card draft to be A for JRE. Give JRE his GED.
It's
Gets an A.
GED. Now that is mean. That is mean. You're
How
up
does that
next.
mean? All right. Well, okay. I don't know if I'm a harsh grader. I think I probably am not uh, as a teacher, but we'll see. Um, I'm gonna just start with Jay Huff, and I'm gonna give him a B plus
I'm with you
for
on this.
compared to expectation. No, like it started off very rough this year, but like over the last month or so, like he's been one of few like fairly consistent bright spots. He did not have a great game tonight, but he did have a couple good moments on defense. One was taken away by the challenge call that you're referencing that I still don't really understand. His reaction to that was fantastic. Just a giant raspberry in the general direction of the referees after he got taken out. Yeah, leading the league in blocks while playing less than 20 minutes a game, having a block percentage that the last I checked was like 11.6%, which is far and above what anyone has ever done, including Manute Bol and Victor Wembanyama, who are the only players to ever be over 10%. So like uh, all expectations, like for Jay Huff, like we still we were hopeful. Most people were hopeful that he'd be like something, but like Memphis benched him and was comfortable giving him away for a couple seconds. So for him to look like he's a potential rotation player is awesome. And like that's a win for the Pacers to find that guy for a couple second round picks and look like maybe you got somebody who can be a part of the center rotation in the future. Maybe not a starter, but at least somebody that can help you out in spots. That's a win. A B plus, I think, is appropriate for JF.
I'll go B plus again for Pascal Siakam. He was probably the toughest player to grade because look, my expectations of Pascal Siakam are A, and I think he has delivered A. I don't think he's delivered A plus. I think at times he's delivered A minus. He's had a couple games. I should rephrase. He's had a couple games of A plus and a couple games of A minus. So what do you do with that? A guy just like shows up and does like heroic level, takes on a heroic amount of burden on this extremely limited team, especially for the first 12-ish games of the season. It's tough to sort of grade against expectations there because he had to take on so much. I settled on B plus because even still, like what would it take for like a guy who was an all-star last year to get an A? I guess you would need to be the team would need to be winning more. He would need to be I mean, we're talking about he would have to be an all NBA level player for me to give him that grade. Again, this is me being harsh. He's been awesome.
Yeah, it's really hard for a guy like Pascal, if we're grading on expectation, for him to like jump, like exceed your expectations overwhelmingly to be in that A range. Like one thing that's interesting to watch with Pascal this year, and he's talked about it in the videos that he's released, is just like how hard this has been for him with like all these guys that are just new to the team, brand new to the team, and they're making these mistakes. And I think you can kind of see it a lot with Pascal is that he doesn't really have trust with a lot of
Yeah.
the people that he's on the floor with. Like there's times where like last year he would have never hesitated to make certain passes. And like I saw at least two in this game where like he
So
had a
did
guy
I.
open at three, but he's like, do I really want to throw it out there? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take it up. And then it's a tougher shot than it needs to be. And there's one where he like had Tony Bradley in the lane, but then he hesitated passing it to Tony Bradley, understandably, and like was late, and then it got knocked away. Then the next possession, though, he did like just hit him right away for a little baseline two, which I don't know. Like, do you really want to be giving up a Pascal Siakam possession for a Tony Bradley baseline two? So it's just it's been very interesting to watch Pascal this year. I mentioned it on Locked On today's episode. Like the biggest thing I'm worried about Pascal is I just don't want to see overuse of him this season.
Yeah.
Just get him through this year healthy and like don't overuse those minutes when the team's 4-18. Like keep him fresh. Like don't burn him out on this struggle bus of a year. All right, so it's my turn to
Right
give
there
another.
with you. Yeah. Who do you got next?
Oh, do I want to go positive or negative?
Let's go negative. We've been too positive to start out. We're still in hell, Derek.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Jarris has to have an F, right?
Oh.
He just has to, and I don't want to give it to him. But I always tell my students, because I am a teacher, that I'm not giving you this grade. You earned it. I mean, I'm still hopeful about Jarris Walker. I have been very like on the patient side of things. Like I'm not giving up on Jarris. I'm still very excited about his future, but it just has been rough. Like I don't. It's hard to not give him an F when he's shot like 30% from the floor.
I mean, at various points, he and Shep have traded places with John
For the
Morant as being the worst shooter in the NBA. So
Yeah, so it's just he's had a couple like really good games. It's just been few and far between, unfortunately. And like you'll see flashes still. It's just like he has not lived like taken advantage of the extra opportunities that he's been given for the first time in his career, and it just hasn't gone very well. Um, like I said, I'm still like hopeful about Jarris in the future. We've seen him be, I keep saying this, but we've seen him be like a positive rotation player for a team in the playoffs. But his stretch this season, I do have to like somebody, if we're going on to expectations, this is way worse than what I expected from Jarris this year.
I mean, I might give him a D, but it's rough out
Oh,
here, man.
who's the hard grader now?
You know who I wanna remember in memoriam, Ray J. Dennis. You know
Oh my
what? That man earned himself a really nice C minus. And that's I'm sorry to Ray J. I
hey,
actually can't say I fully understand what Ethan Thompson is doing on the team. I'm happy for him. That's not me throwing shade at Ethan Thompson. It's just I am more of the opinion that the Pacers need like backup ball handlers when I mean you can see TJ's wearing the leg sleeve. I think it's would suggest that that hamstring is maybe not all the way back yet. I would probably have rather had him still on the team. C minus for Ray J. I heard his name shouted out on Zach Lowe's podcast by Howard Beck. And you know what? Ray J. Dennis did not expect that for him this year. C's get degrees, and Ray J. Dennis passing grade from me.
man, I like, yeah. I think that's even just getting a mention on the Zach Lowe podcast. I think
Maybe I
might
should give a B.
bump
Do
him
you want
up.
to? I mean, he wasn't quite good enough to earn a B.
I mean, he did get waived, so I think that probably knocks him down a peg. We did give him a Mr. Pacer award for I think a game against the Wolves or something, but like, yeah, I mean, if we're counting our awards worth anything, there we go. Ray J. Dennis. I was not expecting him to be among the 10 drafted before rapid fire. All right.
He made my list and Jarris Walker didn't. I'm going to be honest.
Okay. I will go. We already talked about Andrew Nembhard, so I'll just make this a quick one. This is based on expectation. I'm just going to give him a C plus.
I'd go lower.
I was yeah. I mean, and that's probably fair because I had high expectations for Drew. But yeah, it just hasn't happened. But if you look at his numbers, like just his stats, they're like all, of course, because his regular season numbers are so low. Like we all think of Drew based on his playoff numbers, and he hasn't lived up to those. But his numbers and regular season stats are like nearly double on most things. So I'll give him a C plus. Obviously, still hopeful for more from Drew, but that's where I'll be.
I'm gonna comment on this only briefly. Look, his points and passing stats, and also passing to the eye test, I think looks good.
Turnovers are way down.
And turnovers, I agree. I'm not upset with where the turnovers are. He is shooting a career worst 30% from mid range. I mean, that's dreadful. And in terms of like on off shifts, like the team is 16 points per 100 better when Pascal Siakam plays than when he doesn't. It's the best on the team. Plus 16 is a huge swing. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is a couple days old now, but it's probably going to get worse after today's game. Andrew Nembhard is a team worst. The team is 14 points worse when he plays than when he doesn't play. Even in this game, we saw like the comeback is when McConnell is on the court. I'm not reading too much into it, but I will note the Pacers have not won Andrew Nembhard's minutes in any game he's played this season. None of them.
Yeah, C plus. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, single plus minus obviously isn't everything, but when it's every single game, and
like when I'd like the Pacers to win his minutes once. Like they won Ray J. Dennis's minutes once.
Oh, ouch. Okay, I don't want to talk about these too many negative Drew thoughts.
All right, positive Ben Mathurin thoughts. I'm gonna give Ben a B. And really, this is like I'm giving him an A and then a C or even an A plus, because there are a couple games there in the earlier ones that he played in his first stretch of games this season, both pre and then right away post injury, that were like, oh my god, like most improved player is too low of a bar. Maybe the bar can be higher than that. The last few have not been all that good. I'm going to be honest. I think I may view his defense a little bit differently than you do. And I think maybe differently than other people do. I've been lower on Ben's defense, and this is a great example of why, Oswald. Because in this game, a game in which Jamal Murray is going off, we're just not even thinking about putting Ben Mathurin on him. And this is a pattern. Game over game, Rick is not trusting Mathurin to guard these guys. And I mean, a possession, and this is unfair. It's one possession. His very first possession back against Detroit, he's guarding Duncan Robinson. He gets screened and just like points and waves at Pascal Siakam, does nothing. And I think that's been his MO a little bit too often. For him, it is always, he has the switch on ball, one-on-one. He flips the switch off ball and away from the play. He doesn't. And the team misses a defensive presence in the lineup. And so early games A, recent games C. The turnovers for Ben, I'm also like my antenna are up. I'm concerned about them.
That's the stat that I'm always looking at with Ben Mathurin is the assists compared to his turnovers. And like that's kind of the thing where if it's one way, like especially when Tyrese is with the team, like you feel it, and like you feel like Ben fits more when those assists are higher than the turnovers. And right now it's like way turnover skewed higher on that end than the assist. And I do think he's getting better as a passer. Like you see improvements there and him making reads that he wouldn't normally make. It's just still like seeing too many of the turnovers that you don't want to see from him. I do agree. Like the start to his season was absolutely incredible, even with it being delayed with the shoulder injury. Like for him to stay in the game, what it was a foot injury, sorry. To stay in the game with that foot injury in the second game, and he like kept hitting shots. Like it's insane. Like I love Ben's toughness and the things that he brings to the team.
4
Yeah,
turnovers to 2 assists in tonight's game, by the way.
yeah, and I think he's averaging like 3 and 2. 3 is the
Yeah.
turnover one, and that's just like he was one of very few like players that aren't bigs that were like more turnovers than assists last year, if I remember correctly. And like you just don't see guards like put up numbers like that where they're turning the ball over more than they're getting assists. So it's just a number that I continue to keep an eye on, something you want to see improve for Ben Mathurin. But I have really enjoyed a lot of what we've seen from Ben this year. So I think a B is appropriate there as well. I'll go. Oh, this is hard. Who we got left? Too many people. I'll go with I'll go with TJ McConnell, and I'll give him a B.
A B.
You
Wow.
think?
I've given him at least a B plus.
All right,
Defend yourself. I'm ready to defend TJ McConnell's honor to you.
all right. Well, you should. I just feel like his earlier games weren't as good. Lately, they've
Fair.
been very, very good. Lately, I would give him like it'd be pretty close to an A, I think. But it took him a little while to get that rhythm and get everything going. But yeah, I mean, I love TJ. Like he brings life into the arena when there hasn't been a lot of it on multiple occasions this season. So just keep being you, TJ McConnell. Yeah, I love that Kevin Pritchard responded to somebody tweeting that rival executives expected to be interested. And he just responds with a laughing emoji, like, "Yeah, good luck. Even if they were going to talk to me, like TJ's not going anywhere."
Yep. I'm going to give my on-off shift stat again. So the team is 16 points better. Again, this is a couple days old. When Pascal plays and when he doesn't, they're 12 points better. When TJ plays and when he doesn't. And the solo TJ point guard minutes are essentially like net rating of 0 on a team with, net rating that is very, very negative. That's not everything. I'm not sort of reducing his impact to that, but it lines up with what you see. I mean, it has a tangible effect.
Do you have the like? What are the TJ Drew like when they have the 2 point guards?
Oh dear. I'm
What
gonna
is
I'm gonna I'm gonna break your heart here. Okay, when both play, actually, not so bad. Net rating is -3. When TJ alone plays is -1, and when Drew plays by himself, it's -21.
you didn't? Oh my god, you didn't have to give me that one. I just wanted them together.
-21 is better than
What?
solo Ray J Dennis minutes, which were -22.
All right. Well, that's why he's not here anymore, I guess.
Don't say that or say bad things about Andrew Nemhart, who I still love.
Oh,
You know who I want to shout out? I want to shout out Tony Bradley, because before the season started, I thought he would get cut. I thought he'd be
yeah,
off the team. I didn't think he'd make it to Christmas. I didn't even think he'd make it to training camp. Honestly, I thought he was going to be one of the odd men out. The fact
yep.
that they brought back James Wiseman, which I can't say I either understood or didn't understand because he never really got to play. I was like, well, if they really like Wiseman, maybe they're just going to cut TB. So I'm going to give Tony Bradley for sticking around. Man's got an award named after him on this very show. For Tony Bradley, I'm going to give him a B minus. And maybe I should even give him a B, given that I personally thought he might not be on the team. And he
I
is
mean,
occasionally a steadying presence. And you know what? Shout out to occasional steadying presences in our lives. In hell, we have two of them.
if you're giving JRE an A for a guy that you expected to be here 10 days and then gone,
Well, I didn't expect him to ever be a Pacer.
well, that too. But you just said you didn't really expect Tony Bradley to be a Pacer this year,
Fair.
and
Yeah.
for him to beat out all of the random point guards that they were trying in training camp, and they were like, "You guys, nope, we're just going to keep Tony Bradley because it looks like he's probably the third best center, and at times early in the year, he looked like the best center option
Mhm.
until some of the other guys kind of figured it out. Um, yeah, I'd probably give Tony Bradley, according of like expectations, I'd give Tony an A this year. I think, like, yeah, I did not expect him to be on the team either. I figured he'd get cut during camp and they'd roll with another point guard and then keep Wiseman as the third center. And instead, they eventually let go of Wiseman and said they needed to keep Tony Bradley. So, um, yeah, like a cool story for him. Like he was out of the league and then signs with the team late and then ends up playing valuable playoff minutes and sticks around for another season with the Pacers. I've enjoyed his time with the team. All right, I'll go another center. I'll go Isaiah Jackson, and I'll say I'm in like a C plus B minus range. I'll go C plus, but I'm hopeful. He's getting springy again. Like I'm noticing more bounce from Isaiah Jackson. That's the most encouraging thing I think coming off an Achilles for him. And like, yeah, he's moved into the second unit, probably where like all of these centers probably are bench bigs, but like I do like what we've seen lately from Isaiah Jackson. It was really rough to begin the year, but he's coming back from the Achilles, hadn't played in a whole year. Um, I'm encouraged lately from Isaiah Jackson.
I see it similarly. I'll give my last of our sort of more in depth grades to Aaron Neesmith. This one was hard for me to think about because on the one hand, he's driving a lot and the shots aren't going in at all. I mean, his drives were sometimes out of control. He was challenging like elite rim protectors, just like straight at Rudy Gobert and expecting it to work. On the other hand, that intentionality showed me that it suggested to me that he kind of understood what the assignment was for the season. And that's worth something. Like the Pacers need to come out of this with wins in the developmental sense. They need to come out of this with new things they can try and implement next year. I mean, I can at some point. I'll probably go through the numbers on this, but everybody coming off an Achilles injury misses time, and usually they miss like quite a bit more time than they used to miss before the injury. And Tyrese quietly had always been missing like 15-ish games already. So if that 15 becomes 20 or 25, they need something for those games. I'm going to give Aaron a C minus or a C maybe. And this is kind of tough for me because I felt like he was a positive presence on the floor. I felt like he understood what he needed to be doing, and he sort of typified like the nobody could make shots start to the season. And at a certain point, like not making shots is I mean, you have to make shots to win games, and he wasn't doing that. So I would really like to give him like process wise, I want to give Aaron Neesmith like an A minus or a B plus, but like the results were just not good enough to merit it.
Yeah, I like how you put that. Like, it's what you wanted to see Aaron Neesmith try. It just didn't go the way that we would hope. Yeah, like he was trying to do more than he's ever done before. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it wasn't going well. I think his percentages are like 37% overall and like 30% from three. Yeah, just
Yeah, it
a
was terrible.
really rough shooting start for the entire team. And like you said, like Aaron's numbers, like still being what they are since he's hurt, kind of like it's a reminder, like that was what everybody was shooting at the beginning of
Right.
the year, basically.
And the
Um,
difference if I can just like make the point clearly, I think Ben Matherin is doing well by being like Ben Matherin times two. Like at his best, he's just like turning up the Ben Matherin meter. It's just like give me more cowbell. It's just one thing. Aaron Neesmith was trying to improve by being different, and I think that that's what I would have also wanted and still want to see from Ben and from everybody on the team. I want to see growth.
yeah, and I think I'll just go ahead and dive into Ben Shepherd because I feel like he's got some similar moments there where he's asked to play point guard, and we like saw that a lot at the beginning of the year. And it's like something like this is not a position that Shep should be playing. And we did see us like an occasional positive from Shep because of that. Like just he had some dribbling. Hey, shout out Ray J. Dennis, 2-way contract with the LA Clippers.
Oh God, that's a
He
curse.
replaces
Oh,
Chris
curse.
Paul. Ray J. Dennis replaces Chris Paul with the LA
Oh,
Clippers. He's here to save us from OKC.
I hope so. I hope so. Breaking news from the eviL live recap show.
That was Michael Scotto. Always has the like low level transactions first, I feel like. Great reporter. Yeah,
Shep.
shout out Ray J. I'm glad he's found a place in the league. Yeah, but Ben Shep, I'll just give him a C because the shooting has been it's probably not a C is probably generous because the shooting has been so bad, but it has ticked up lately. Obviously tonight 5 for 5. Like seeing a 3-pointer go in for Shep now doesn't feel like a crazy rare occurrence anymore. So things are trending upward for Ben Shepherd. The dribbling, the improvements that we saw from his time playing as point guard, like seeing him do more stuff off the bounce, was at least a positive that we took away from that early stretch as a point guard that otherwise did not go well at all, of course. But we were able to see a couple things that we wouldn't normally see from Ben Shepherd.
Rapid fire maybe through a couple people.
Okay, I feel like we're gonna forget people because I'm just looking at like the box score to choose people, and then of course there's a
I
million
pulled
people
up
that are
the
hurt.
entire roster.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Talon Peter, supposed to be like true shooting god, is at like 22% on threes. I like the threes he's taken, and also, shots need to be made. Very overtasked. Hard to grade here. What are you going to expect from a rookie who's like the 50th pick? Probably I'm expecting an F. And I think he's maybe delivered like D minus, F plus. So
The Talon Peter thing is really hard when we just saw Ryan Nimhard have the game that he just had. So like that's constantly going to be a thing for any Pacers fan. Like both of these second round picks, like we haven't seen Cam Jones yet, and then Talon Peter. Like obviously, I loved his preseason; was awesome. Like named the Hype Train Award after him because of like he had a really great preseason. We've seen some positives, but yeah, we need to see more, especially with a guy that didn't ultimately choose for whatever reason. Ryan Nimhard playing as well as he is for the Dallas Mavericks.
yeah, I might be the only Pacers fan in existence who did not care about that. They should draft whoever they think is best. I wasn't a fan of the like the Holiday brothers. It's like kind of fun, but like I'd like to win games, and Aaron Holiday wasn't winning us games. Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean the Holiday brothers were better than the Hands Bros.
Yeah, all
With
of this is bad.
Tyler and Dave.
Anti Nepo hire. Me.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, this feels like the one where maybe it would have been the right one to finally unite some brothers. Um, but I don't know. I wonder if maybe they didn't want to play together and like he wanted to go somewhere
It's very
else. And
possible.
like with
Very
second
possible.
round picks so often, like you saw it with Trace Jackson Davis, another guy who Pacers fans really, really wanted the team to take. But like he didn't want to take a 2-way contract, or he didn't want to go to the Pacers because at the time they had like 4 or 5 centers. So like a guy in the second round,
You
like
have
they're
to get
usually
playing
working
time
with
if you can
their
find it anywhere.
yeah, they're working with their agent to like try to get them to the right team as much as just like getting selected. They don't care about as much as finding the right team that's either willing to give them a chance to play or give them the contract that they're looking for. So with Ryan Nimhard, maybe it was just a matter of he wanted to kind of guide himself to a team where he felt like it was his best chance. Turns out, like if he thought the Pacers weren't that, it would have been like the
Would have been. Yeah, it's true.
ideal spot to go.
It's true.
But it's always a possibility with things like that. Yeah, there's plenty of nepotism examples as Dom Life gives us here with Giannis and Thanasis and Steph and Seth, Brooke and Robin, Bron and Bronny. Yeah, there's a whole lot of them. whole lot of examples.
Anti.
All the Morris twins, they played together, right?
I mean, it's obviously in coaching and broadcasting, it's everywhere.
The
Okay,
Eagles,
the
though,
rest of, I think at this point, every other, I guess Quentin Jackson on the team before the season started, but everyone else has either not played enough to get a grade or is no longer on the team.
even Quentin Jackson, has he really played enough to get a grade?
I don't know if he's played enough to get a grade. Are you going to grade Monte Morris?
F.
Cody Martin?
I mean, that's just a C because I expected nothing out of Cody Martin at all. He
James
was what I thought he
Wiseman?
would be. C is what I expected. Then he played one game.
And then Mac McClung.
C plus, honestly. I'll give him a slight little bump.
I don't know why you're giving him that bump. Actually, I have no idea.
I don't either. Obi Toppin, we didn't say Obi.
I guess he played a little.
Yeah, like you said, like when the ball got stuck on the backboard today, that's the second time that's happened since he's been hurt, and like not being able to see Obi Toppin jump up to a ridiculous height and knock the ball off the backboard. Instead, we got Ben Mathurin trying to hit the ball like 4 times, couldn't get it out. That's just yeah. Miss you, Obi. Get well soon. Who knows in February if they're even going to want to rush him back anyway.
Yeah, they shouldn't be rushing anyone back. I mean, I think it was on the broadcast that a couple nights ago that Quinn was referencing a conversation he'd had with Mathurin, who was like, yeah, I came back and I was still kind of hurt. And I was like, whoa, no. We're not doing that this year. We are not doing that this year. I want the team to get better. I want them to win games. I want people to improve. And we are not playing guys who are, I mean, I'll accept 90%, but we're not putting you out there at 75. No way.
Good grief. Yeah, I did. I remember that as well. You bringing that up with TJ, where like you wonder if his hamstring is still bothering him.
He doesn't
like,
wear that one-legged sleeve. I haven't seen that much.
Okay,
I mean,
all right. That was what you said about it. All right. So if we covered all the grades, Ethan Thompson, you want to give him a grade?
I don't know, man. He scored. So you know what? I'll give him a B plus. Did Ethan Thompson expect to score an NBA point this season?
He might have expected it. He might have. He scored 44 in a G League game. That was the first thing I saw when I searched his name.
Okay. So, James Wiseman didn't.
I think I already gave him. Are you just trying to make me hate on James Wiseman again? Like I already gave him a grade.
No. The longest roster in the NBA has been covered grade by grade.
All right. Yeah, we did Isaiah. We did JRE led this segment. I think we covered them all. Cam Jones, we didn't get. What's Tyrese? Let's grade Tyrese's fits.
It's a good question. Yeah, before the season started, as the season was starting, I said that I thought we'd get at least one meme out of Tyrese Halliburton's fits this year, and I don't think we've gotten it, much to my chagrin. He's been a little bit more tame than I was expecting, and a little bit more. I mean, it's still every now and then I look over to the bench and I'm like, what are you doing, bro? But not as often as I expected to think that, for sure. So quality of his fits overall, I mean, this is not my style whatsoever. There are NBA players who I think are like not my style, but I recognize what they're doing is stylistic. With Tyrese, I can't tell. Can't really tell. Dom's right. He's an A+ cheerleader. I think the cheerleading has been better than the fits. So I'll give A+ to cheerleading, and I'll give his fits a C+. Feels generous with the fits, man.
I am not the person to like critique anyone's fits. I probably have the worst fashion sense of any human alive, but like it makes me feel like he's like a stylish like substitute teacher vibe is what I get from a lot of Tyrese's fits. Or he's dressing of the coach kind of.
And what's exciting about this is that you can tell him you said that.
Yeah, I will not be telling Tyrese.
Stylish substitute teacher Tyrese Halliburton. Quote Derek Kramer.
Oh my god. The one thing I will say is I love the 3 colorways that we've got for his shoes. I really like the black ones that are inspired by the dress shoes that he wore.
Ooh, those are my least favorite. I don't like the black ones. The hibiscus are I really like the hibiscus.
I like the hibiscus. I'm trying to decide like which I haven't bought any of them yet, but I kind of want to. I don't buy shoes very often, so yeah, I'm trying to decide if I do want to keep waiting for the perfect colorway before I get one. I don't know, but
the blue ones are very solid. That's just like a good basketball shoe. Yeah, I'm into those. The black, I can't get there.
I just like them. Honestly, I would wear them as dress shoes because I hate dress shoes, and I would just wear them as dress shoes. But I wore Nikes to my wedding, so I mean, like I said, worst person to be critiquing anyone's fashion ever.
That's how you'll get back in his good graces. After you've called him stylish substitute teacher, you can say, "But don't worry, I bought your shoes."
Oh, I'm sorry, Tyrese.
We got to get this in front of Ty. We got to get it in front of him.
Rick Carlisle, give him a grade.
Oh boy, I mean, it's so hard to grade. What is he supposed to be doing? What is he supposed to be doing with these lineups? I mean, I think he's doing what you could hope that he would be doing. I think he's largely trying what you would hope that he would be trying. I like that he's occasionally mixed in some zone defense. I like the way they've experimented with Jay Huff as a rim protector. I like that Rick has tried to toggle TJ and Drew on, ball handling responsibilities. I like that he tasked Shep and Jarris at different times with bring up ball handler duties as well. The team has also won 4 games. And nobody is happy about that. And frankly, there have been too many times when the team that stretch there, and I know that they were super injured, but I wanted to use some Rick Carlisleisms. The disposition, the attitude, the
friction.
The force that they brought to the game was not present from the beginning, and some of that is on coaching. So I'll go like B plus, A minus for Rick. And I just, mostly because I don't know what he's supposed to have done differently. My main, and with the criticism, I guess, being that like the disposition of the roster on those bad nights. They get run out of the gym and they can't get back. And I'm putting Rick's getting a little bit of the blame for this.
And I think that's fair. Like Rick Carlisle is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Like I'm fine with everything he's done this year. Like I put this graphic up because like that's kind of on. I keep bringing it up, but like I feel like some of the stuff he does, like I jokingly text you things like this where like Pacers are on a run, get in there, Garrison Matthews, and it's just like let's get in the one guy that's on a hardship contract. Let's stick him in there when things start to.
What grade did you give Garrison Matthews, by the way?
I don't even remember. What did I give? Did we grade Garrison Matthews? I gave him an award. I nominated him for an award. I don't know.
Maybe we missed him.
We might have missed him.
We missed him. Guys got to make threes. 3-point shooter not making threes, you're getting a D.
Yeah. Like I think F for his first 10 day and a B for his second 10 day.
First 10 day was so bad.
It was rough.
Man. Couldn't believe they brought him back, honestly.
Yeah, and it worked out. This is the thing that Rick Carlisle was seeing with all of his work, and then he came back in there with that second 10 day, and he's had a couple good games. So good for Garrison Matthews. If we wanted to give the Pacers a real report card, if you were going to grade them in mathematics, the entire team, what would you give them in math?
In math,
let's do like the core subjects. Let's grade them in their core subjects.
Math. So. Let's see. Math. They can't put the ball in the net. Bad math. Basketball need to go in net. Pacers can't put ball in net.
Efficiency very bad.
Efficiency very bad. That feels like fundamentally misunderstanding mathematics. So, I'm going to have to say the Pacers are getting a D in math. Maybe a D minus.
Yeah, I don't know if they're passing math, especially with like how historically bad they were to start the season at making shots.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if they're passing math right now.
No, I mean, I just failed them in math, I think, pretty emphatically.
Yeah, in the first term, like they got a long way to go before the end of the semester. Maybe they can get it back up, but right now I think they're failing math. What about science? We talked about force and friction.
We did talk about force and friction. Chemistry also is one of the
Chemistry,
subjects in
yes.
science. Um, Not sure how I can tie biology or physics into this, though. Physics again, I think they're failing physics. Ball in net. Ball must go in net. Not a good sense of how gravity works. Um, Math also, I should, the angles that some people take to get around screens. Looking at you, Ben Matherin. I don't think Ben Matherin is a geometry guy. Um, Chemistry is an interesting subject to grade. I think the attitudes we've seen on the bench since Matherin returned and the Pacers made games a bit more competitive suggest the chemistry hasn't totally left them. I mean, I think that they spilled their like smoking substances all over the workbench. I think the teachers come over and doesn't know what's going on. We're trying to decide if we're pulling the emergency bell. So right now in science, I think it's like a C, but everyone's pretty concerned about the science grade.
Yeah, I think that's what the chemistry especially is like trying to keep that together through what looks like it's going to continue to be a potentially very rough season. Like 4-18, like that's hard to like keep guys together through that and remember
Yeah, there's certainly. I
what
mean, but
they're
I think
doing.
science might be their best subject. We're talking about a 4-18 team, so a 4-18 win team. So obviously they're failing overall. But in
Yeah,
this subject, I think they are passing to this point.
yeah, I don't. That's they might need a curve for all the injuries. That is fair.
I don't believe in curves. Yeah, this is welcome to. I mean,
But even if
we're
you a real curve, even if you give a real curve, somebody has to get an F in a real curve. So
in a real curve, yeah, and it's the NBA. Like, there's a champion. I
yeah.
don't know. We're not giving curves in basketball.
So what about
Sorry.
social studies? The only thing I'm thinking of with social studies in the immediate sense is how 3 weeks ago, when you asked me if things could get worse, and I said the things could get worse if Pablo Torre found a Pacers player in the Epstein files. But he actually did look into the Epstein files.
But he did not find a Pacers player.
He did not find a Pacers player. Hallelujah. So I'm giving the Pacers in social studies for not being in the Epstein files. I think they should get a pretty good grade in social studies.
Yeah,
They
I think
found
they seem to have a good sense of politics. Um, in the sort of like
Adam
colloquial
Silver
sense,
was
like in
there
the
today.
hmm?
Adam Silver was there today.
For the
Politician.
second time, I think. Yeah, so I think that's positive. I think that they seem to have a decent now history, another subject in social studies. I mean, I feel like, are they showing up to class in social studies? Do they know what this team used to be doing? Maybe they know it too well and they can't bear to look it in the eye.
That's what I wonder about, like the finals hangover of it all. If like the history of like where they just were is kind of making these games even harder to like be up for, especially with all the
Yeah.
injuries. But I would say if you want to give them like a history lesson, if they're trying to be like the Spurs when they tanked for one season and got Tim Duncan, then potential A in history if they can repeat that scenario.
Yeah, that's going to require probably some witchcraft, and maybe politics. Maybe this is why Adam Silver is
Mhm.
at these games. Who knows? Brian Windhorst. Who knows? Um, then we have reading and English. Interesting to think about. Is this team, are they doing? I mean, reading to me, this is like, how well are they scouting their opponents and learning their tendencies and taking them away? Not so effectively. Really not so effectively. I think this is going to be another failing grade in reading and English. Sorry to the team. Not as bad as math, where they don't understand or they are seeming to need to learn that ball go in net is how you score points. But reading also is pretty bad for them, I think. Tough coursework that we're looking at here.
So if there were any, we did not plan this at all. It's just all coming to me right now. If there are any electives that you would make a Pacers player take, what would you assign an elective to someone?
Right. So I mentioned this before, but Ben Mathurin needs a geometry lesson. Maybe it's a physics lesson. He needs to learn how to navigate the screen, angles to take around screen. I need to sit down with him. Seems like that's a geometry and physics problem. Ben Shepherd, it's remedial, and Jarris Walker, it's remedial math, especially for Ben. We need to really establish that the score goes up when you put the ball in the net. And I really want to just get a back to basics there. Jarris Walker, I think this is a PE is where I really want him to take some extra time. I'm gonna make sure we sign up with a pretty tough gym instructor, and we're gonna do a lot of work in the gym. We're gonna run until he doesn't like me anymore, and then he's gonna hit me, and he's gonna like keep practicing that. So PE for him, also reading. I think we're gonna go into some English classes with Jarris. I think Tony Bradley isn't taking any advanced subjects right now, and I'd like to challenge him to do so. Let's see. Who else do we have? Pascal Siakam. I think I'm not going to assign him coursework. I just think a greater tutoring role can be asked of him for many of his teammates, and he's very well. He's a very good student, Pascal Siakam, and I think he could tutor them in anything. So I do want to make sure that his chemistry grade remains high. That's one where I do have some, a little bit of worry. But in math and reading, I trust Pascal Siakam's acumen in those subjects.
The tutoring needs. I think he's been Jarris's tutor for a while, and that has
Maybe
not.
The standards need to go up. Maybe we need to ask more of.
Hasn't bore enough fruit yet for Jarris Walker this season.
Yeah, I'd also like to see Andrew Nembhard. I think we haven't found the right balance of courses. So is it an elective that he needs to take? Maybe this is the first person we've gotten to where I really do think Andrew Nembhard needs to take electives. To make the joke that Tyrese makes on Instagram, maybe speech class. Since no one ever hears Andrew Nembhard's voice, this is the Instagram joke that Tyrese Halliburton has made. So I'll suggest speech for him. I still think this can be an area of greater development. Maybe debate. I don't know what kind of personality he has.
Who are you giving Jay Huff? What elective does Jay Huff need?
What a question. He seems to have, given his nickname and interests, he seems to read at least some and seems to be a student of film in some ways. So maybe he should take art and round out his artistic background.
I like it. Does Ben get to take home ec? I feel like he would thrive in home ec.
Which Ben?
Mathurin.
Well, I already put him back in geometry and physics, right?
I do think he's got some geometry skills already, like his cutting.
I think
the way he manipulates space.
Yeah. You're talking about baking, right? And obviously I think he can be a tutor in that realm for other people on the team.
He needs to teach other people how to cook. Yes, how to cook on the floor.
I have mixed feelings about this, because if the team just turns into a bunch of people who want to cook, and Nembhard does this too often, like I fear that Nembhard is taking home ec, and I don't think he needs to take home ec. I think he needs to take speech.
We need him to drop home ec.
I want him to drop home ec. Nembhard, don't stop cooking. Stop. You don't need to cook.
I feel like TJ McConnell is like teaching a class. Like he's not taking classes.
Maybe TJ is the gym instructor.
I feel like he's like too much of like the fun teacher, though.
We need to make him angry. You want angry TJ?
I think maybe we need Chris Paul to teach PE.
Oh God, I would love that. I love teachers like that when I was in school.
Chris Paul wouldn't take anything.
That's right. Every teacher, every time, and when I was a student, every time I heard people say that teacher is really tough, I signed up to take their classes, and to a person, I liked them.
Yeah. Like, I think that's a fairly consistent thing with teachers. Like, if they hold you to high expectations and you're willing to engage with that, like, it's gonna go well.
Yeah.
In general, at least.
All right, so we've gone through a lot of the starters and rotation players. Didn't expect to be advocating speech and art classes for the Pacers rotation players, but here we are. We're in hell. Only the first, I think, still only the first layer, of the first ring of hell.
I mean, it's like, since I did the penance and revealed my top 10 Brad Wanamaker highlights to the world, the Pacers are like 3-5 since then.
I think between now and our next show, I'm gonna have, if the torture continues, I'm gonna need to come up with some new penance. I need to up my. Yeah. It might be time for me to take a cue from the man over your shoulder and spend some time praising Scott Foster.
Oh no! Oh no! All right, this is.
I'll just start looking up which games he's refereeing and turn them on.
Oh, all right. Well, on that note, our school counselor Kyle Taylor will start looking for games of Scott Foster to watch. This is Scott Foster's dream come true. People are looking for games to actually watch him referee things. Oh my god! Somehow there's still people watching. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I have a Tyrese signed mini basketball I'd love to give away if we could reach 1,000 subscribers. We're slowly inching our way up there. We haven't decided our next game yet. Yeah, this is why Kyle is going to do. He's brought this up to me. He wants to do a penance because of Game 4. So this is his thing. I don't understand it, but yes, I am in agreement with you about Game 4. What game do you want to do next, Kyle? We haven't discussed this yet. You want to figure it out now, and then we'll log off?
Ooh, all right. I'm pulling up the Pacers schedule for their next week of games. We have Pacers. Oh no, Pacers Knicks is in 2 weeks.
Do you want to do?
It's got to be either Sixers or Kings. Oh Lord,
they got some actual possible wins. You got Kings, Sixers. Yeah, I feel like we can do some Kings.
The Kings, the Sacramento Kings. Let's do it.
All right. So next week, Monday, December 8th, we will be covering the game against the Sacramento Kings. We hope to see you there. Thanks for tuning in with us. We'll see you next time.